Hi everyone, guess what? I'm at the beautiful and wonderful Jardin Majorelle, more precisely
Marrakech, Morocco, Africa. Hidden within the vibrant chaos of Marrakech lies a place that feels almost unreal, a sanctuary of color, silence, and artistic obsession. This is the Jardin Majorelle, one of the most iconic gardens in the world and a place deeply intertwined with the legacy of Yves Saint Laurent. But before it became a symbol of fashion style and cultural preservation, this garden was the dream of another artist. The story begins in the 1920s with Jacques Majorelle, a French Orientalist painter who fell in love with Morocco. In 1923, he purchased this piece of land on the outskirts of Marrakech and began transforming it into what would become his life's masterpiece. Majorelle didn't just create a garden, he created a living painting. He spent nearly 40 years designing and cultivating this space. He was importing exotic plants from all around the world, towering cacti, delicate bamboo forests, water lilies, palms, and rare botanical species. But what truly defines the garden is its color. That intense electric cobalt shade you see everywhere on walls, fountains, and architectural details is known as Majorelle blue, a color painted by the artist himself. It's bold, hypnotic, almost surreal against the greenery and the Moroccan sky. Walking through the garden today feels like stepping inside a dream, or perhaps inside a painting that never stopped evolving. But Majorelle's story didn't have a happy ending. After a car accident and financial difficulties, the garden fell into neglect following his death in 1962. For years, this extraordinary place risked disappearing completely until the 1980s. That's exactly when Yves Saint Laurent and his partner Pierre Bergé discovered the abandoned garden during a visit to Marrakech, and it changed everything. Saint Laurent first came to Morocco in 1966, and the country had an immediate and profound impact on him. He later said that Morocco taught him about color, something that would define his entire creative vision. From that moment on, Marrakech became his second home. In 1980, Saint Laurent and Bergé purchased the Jardin Majorelle to save it from being turned into a hotel complex. They carefully restored it, preserving Majorelle's vision while enhancing its beauty. They turn it in a sanctuary, not just for plants, but for inspirations. Throughout the years, Saint Laurent would retreat here to escape the pressures of the fashion world. Surrounded by silence, color, and nature, he found clarity and creative energy. Many of his most iconic collections were influenced by Morocco, its lights, its textures, its bold contrasts. Even today, you can feel that connection. As you walk through the narrow path, you hear the sound of water flowing through the fountains, birds singing in the hidden corners, and the gentle rustle of leaves. Every angle feels intentional. Every detail feels curated. The garden is not chaotic, it's composed. There is a sense of balance between nature and design, between wildness and control. At the center of the garden stands the famous Blue Villa, once Majorelle's studio, later restored by Saint Laurent and Bergé. Its geometric shapes and striking colors make it one of the most photographed spots in Marrakech. However, one thing that often surprises visitors is this: you cannot enter Yves Saint Laurent private house. The residence associated with him is closed to the public and has been for years, maintaining its privacy and mystery. What you can see from the outside is as close as you can get. This adds a certain aura to the place, a sense that some parts of the story remain intentionally hidden. Nearby, you will find the Berber Museum, housed inside the villa. It showcases the rich culture of Morocco's indigenous Berber people, with jewelry, textiles, and artifacts that reflect centuries of tradition. Just outside the garden, there is also the Yves Saint Laurent Museum Marrakech, which opened in 2017. It celebrates Saint Laurent life, work, displaying original designs, sketches, and rotating exhibitions. After Saint Laurent's death in 2008 in Paris, his ashes were scattered here in the garden he loved so deeply. A memorial now stands within the Jardin Majorelle, simple, quiet, and deeply symbolic. It's not just a tribute to a designer, but a man who found inspiration far from home. Today, the garden attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors every year, making it one of the most visited sites in Morocco. And yet, despite its popularity, it still manages to feel intimate if you take your time. There are hidden corners where you can pause, breathe, and simply observe. Details you might miss if you rush, colors that shift depending on the light, textures that change as you move. And at the back of the garden, there is a small but elegant souvenir shop where visitors can purchase curated items inspired by the garden itself, from books and prints to design objects and locally crafted goods. It's not just a tourist stop, it feels like an extension of aesthetics. Everything here is intentional, everything tells a story. The Jardin Majorelle is more than a garden. It's a collaboration across the time between Jacques Majorelle, who created, and Yves Saint Laurent, who saved it. Between art and nature, between France and Morocco, between past and present. And maybe that's why it resonates so deeply. Because it's not just something that you see, it's something you feel. When visiting the garden today, it's important to know that access is ticketed and organized through specific time slots due to the high number of daily visitors. As of now, the standard entrance fee is 170 Moroccan dirhams, which is roughly between 15 and 17 euros, depending on the exchange rates. Let's just say around 20 USD dollars. This ticket includes access to the garden itself. If you want the full experience, including the Yves Saint Laurent Museum, Marrakech, and the Berber Museum, you will need to purchase a combined ticket, which comes at higher price but offers a much deeper understanding of the cultural and artistic significance of the place. Because of its popularity, tickets can sell out quickly, especially during peak seasons, so booking in advance is strongly recommended. The Jardin Majorelle is not just about what you see, it's about how it makes you slow down. In a city like Marrakech, where everything moves fast, where sounds, colors, and voices constantly overlap, this garden becomes almost a counterbalance. A place where time stretches, where even a simple bench placed under the shade of bamboo becomes part of the experience. There is also a deeper layer that many visitors don't immediately realize. This garden, it's a symbol of preservation, not only nature, but culture, Because what Yves Saint Laurent and Pierre Bergé did here was not just restoration, it was protection. They protected the vision of Jacques Majorelle, they protected Moroccan culture, and they protected a space that could have easily been lost to commercial development.